Question number 22 is about B lymphocytes. So the correct answer is answer number 5. B lymphocytes, they contain antigen receptors on the plasma membrane. That is correct. So if we look at the other statements, the first statement says they complete the development in the thymus. That is wrong. B lymphocytes complete development in the bone marrow. And the second statement says they are responsible for cell-mediated immunity. Wrong, because B lymphocytes are mainly responsible for humoral immunity. That means immunity in the body fluids. T lymphocytes are the ones that are responsible for cell-mediated immunity. Third statement says they are not involved in naturally acquired active immunity. That is wrong. They are involved. Fourth statement says they can differentiate into natural killer cells and helper cells. That is wrong. B lymphocytes will differentiate into memory B cells and plasma cells. So the answer is answer number 5. Question number 22 is about excretory structures of crustaceans, annelids and flatworms. So flatworms means platyhelminthes. So if we consider the excretory structures, body surface is used by Cnidaria. Then flame cells. Flame cells are also called protonephridia. They are used by flatworms. Annelids use nephridia. And then insects and other terrestrial arthropods will use Malpighian tubules. Crustaceans, that means aquatic arthropods, will use green glands, and salt glands are present in marine birds and marine reptiles. So considering all of those, the correct answer is answer number 5. Question number 24, select the correct statement regarding the human brain. First statement says brainstem is developed from embryonic midbrain and the hindbrain. That is the correct answer. So answer is answer number 1. Then the second statement says frontal lobes of the cerebral cortex contains the visual sensory areas. That is wrong. Visual sensory area is in the occipital lobe. Third statement is also wrong because the fourth ventricle of the brain is found in the hindbrain. So ventricles are basically irregular shaped cavities that are found in the brain. So in the brain there are 4 ventricles. 3 of these 4 ventricles are found in the forebrain and 1 is found in the hindbrain. So the last ventricle is found in the hindbrain. Then the third statement is also wrong because corpus callosum will connect the 2 hemispheres of the cerebrum, not the cerebellum. So corpus callosum connects 2 hemispheres of the cerebrum. Then fifth statement is wrong. Regulating sleep and wake cycles are done by the hypothalamus, not the thalamus. Question number 25. Events that occur after the membrane potential of a neuron is changed above the threshold value are given below, and we have to arrange them in the correct order. So after the membrane potential of a neuron is changed above the threshold value, so that simply means this is about the action potential. So in the action potential, firstly what happens is sodium ions will flow into the neuron, and because the sodium ions flow in, so we know sodium ions are positively charged, the neuron, the inside nature of the neuron changes, because when these positive sodium ions flow in, the negative nature of the neuron decreases, simply meaning the positive nature increases. And then the potassium ions found inside the neuron will flow outside. So there will be a potassium ion outflow. Again, these potassium ions are positively charged, so when they flow out of the neuron will become more negative, or the positive nature decreases. So the increasing of the positive nature is called depolarization, and the decreasing of the positive nature is called repolarization. So the order is firstly sodium channels open and sodium ions flow in. Then secondly, the membrane becomes depolarized. That means the membrane becomes more positive. Thirdly, potassium channels open and then there will be a potassium ion outflow. So because of that, the membrane becomes repolarized. That means the positive nature decreases. So the answer is answer number 3. Then question number 26, select the response with the correct match of the hormone and its main function. Adrenaline, that answer is wrong because adrenaline mediates short-term stress responses. And the second statement is also wrong because prolactin stimulates milk production, not milk ejection. Milk ejection is stimulated by oxytocin. Then the third statement is about melatonin. This is wrong. It does not regulate innate immunity. That is wrong. Fourth statement says thyroxine increases the metabolic rate. That is correct. Fifth statement, LH does not stimulate spermatogenesis. That is wrong. Spermatogenesis is stimulated by FSH. Question number 27. In women, meiotic division of the secondary oocyte released at ovulation is arrested at. So answer is answer number 4. Always remember the primary oocyte is found in the prophase 1 stage and the secondary oocyte is found in the metaphase 2 stage. Answer is answer number 4. Question number 28 is about human development and they're talking about the amnion. So first answer is wrong because HCG hormone is produced by the chorion and the placenta. Second statement is also wrong. That is wrong because it is a function of the chorion, not the amnion. Third statement, again it is wrong. Protecting the fetus from mother's immune response is again a function of the chorion. Then the fourth statement says it entirely surrounds the embryo. That is correct. That is a function of amnion. Fifth statement serves as the source of primordial germ cells in the developing gonads of the fetus. That is wrong. That is a function of the yolk sac. So answer is the fourth one. Question number 29. After birth, anteriorly convex curvatures of the vertebral column of humans are developed in. Answer is answer number 1. So in the human spine, we have the cervical region, the thoracic region, the lumbar region, and the sacral region. So in the cervical region and the lumbar region, the curvatures are anteriorly concave. In the thoracic region and the sacral region, the curvatures are anteriorly convex. So answer is the first one. Question number 30. Select the correct statement regarding the human skeleton. The first statement is wrong because the axis vertebra does not articulate with the occipital lobe. It should be the atlas vertebra. Second statement is wrong because all the carpal bones, they don't contribute to form the wrist joint. It is just some carpal bones. That means the proximal carpal bones will contribute to form the wrist joint, not all. So the second one is wrong. Third statement is also wrong. Reduction in bone density is associated with osteoporosis, not osteoarthritis. Fourth statement says patella articulates with the lower end of the femur. That is the correct answer. Fifth statement says maxilla is the only movable bone in the skull. That is wrong. It should be the mandible. Mandible is the lower jaw and that is the only movable bone in the skull. Question number 31. Certain plants of a particular species bear purple flowers while other plants of the same species bear white flowers. To explain the inheritance of the flower color of this plant species, we have to select the type of cross or theory that is needed to explain this inheritance. So here they are talking about the flower color. So here they are talking about only one character. So if we are talking about only one character, we will need a monohybrid cross. We don't need a dihybrid cross. Dihybrid cross is if we are talking about two characters. So answer number 2 and answer number 3 are wrong. And here they are saying the flower colors available are just purple and white. There is no mix. There is no in-between color. There is no color like light purple or light pink. so there is no blending, so we don't have to talk about incomplete dominance also. So fourth answer is also wrong. And the fifth statement says knowledge of gene linkage is necessary. That is wrong, because they haven't mentioned any other information about reduction in phenotypes or anything like that, so that is not necessary. So the answer is the first one. You can explain the inheritance by using only a monohybrid cross. Question number 32. Non-coding sequences and DNA segments without any identified function in the chromosomes of eukaryotes are respectively. So the answer is the second one, introns and intergenic DNA. So if we talk about our DNA, there are genes, but between these genes there are some gaps. So these gaps, that means sections of DNA between the genes, are called intergenic DNA. And the other thing is, within the genes we can find non-coding sequences. So we know genes will usually code for polypeptides and such, but sometimes within genes there are non-coding sequences and they are called introns. So introns are non-coding sequences found within the genes. Intergenic DNA are sections of DNA between genes. So answer is the second one. Question number 33. Select the correct statement regarding the synthesis of polypeptides. The first statement says, except for having U in mRNA instead of T in DNA, the base sequences of DNA template and its mRNA molecule are similar. That is wrong, because here what happens is the DNA is converted into a mRNA molecule. So when the DNA is converted into an mRNA molecule, what happens is the G of the DNA is converted to a C. The A, that means adenine, is converted into a U, and then the T found in the DNA is converted into an A. So it is not just the difference in U and T. All the others will also change. So the first statement is wrong. Then the second statement says an mRNA molecule of a prokaryote cannot code a polypeptide in a eukaryote. This is wrong, because we know the genetic code is universal. A main feature of the genetic code is that it's universal. So it doesn't matter if it's in a prokaryote or a eukaryote, you can use the mRNA molecules so to code these polypeptides. So the second statement is wrong. The third statement says start codon of an mRNA molecule is AUG and it provides the code for methionine. That is correct. That is the answer. Fourth statement is wrong, because yes, there are 64 codons, but only 61 will code for amino acids, not 62, 61. Fifth statement, the first triplet of bases in a tRNA molecule is AUG. That is wrong. It should be the anticodon of AUG. That means U, T and C. Answer is answer number 3. Question number 34. Restriction maps are mostly important in. This is a theory point. The answer is the third one. So restriction maps are used to construct cloning vectors. Question number 35. 3 animals that live in tundra are answer is answer number 1, caribou, wolf and the bear. Question 36. Select the response that indicates a relict species and a species endemic to Sri Lanka respectively. So when we talk about relict species in the resource book, the examples were Ichthyopis and Lingula. And then when we talked about the endemic species, we talked about Dipterocarpus zeylanicus, then Garcinia, then Puntius nigrofasciatus and Loris. So the answer is the fifth one. Lingula is a relict species. Loris is an endemic species. Question number 37. 3 gases that contribute to acid rain, global warming and ozone layer depletion are respectively. Okay, then talking about acid rain, mainly the contributors are sulfur dioxide and the oxides of nitrogen. Then when we talk about global warming, there is a long list which includes carbon dioxide, then methane, PFC, HFC, then oxides of nitrogen, water vapor, and black carbon, carbon monoxide. There is a long list. So hydrofluorocarbon is HFC, and that contributes to global warming. Then for ozone layer depletion, the contributors are CFC, then HCFC, compounds like that. So the answer is the second one. So sulfur dioxide contributes to acid rain. Hydrofluorocarbon, that means HFC, contributes to global warming, and methyl bromide contributes to ozone layer depletion. So that is the answer. Question number 39. Which of the following statements regarding microorganisms is correct? The first one, pathogenic fungi in a rhizosphere obtain nutrients from compounds exuded from plant roots. That is correct. That is the answer. So in the rhizosphere, we know there are plant roots, and these plant roots will release certain compounds, and these fungi will obtain nutrients from those compounds. That is correct. The second statement is wrong, because the bacteria that help to release phosphorus to the soil, they will secrete organic acids, not alkaline compounds. It should be organic acids. Third statement is wrong, because actinomycetes will carry out composting more efficiently under aerobic conditions, not anaerobic conditions. Fourth statement is wrong, because rhizobia form symbiotic associations with leguminous plants, and azolla forms symbiotic associations with anabaena. Then fifth statement is wrong. Vitamin C is produced by Acetobacter, not Azotobacter. It should be Acetobacter with a C. Question number 40. Which of the following is a step in the primary treatment of purification of industrial wastewater? The answer is the second one, removal of oil and grease. Question 41. Which of the following are common to both ethyl alcohol fermentation and lactic acid fermentation? The answers are A, B, and D. So answer number 1.